Okay, so go ahead, Doug, if you wanted to answer my question.
Oh, could
Sure.
you repeat that question?
So my question is for Doug is, what is, if you can give me an overview of what the best part of his services that he offers to people. Sounds good?
Sure.
Okay,
So
go ahead, Doug.
I'm a licensed investment banker with Ashland Securities, and I have over 26 years of transactional experience. I specialize in representing entrepreneurs, and I a unique background because I've been an entrepreneur and an investment banker in my career, and I understand what it's like to sit in the seat of an entrepreneur and worry about payroll and everything that's going on in our business environment from a unique perspective. So that's what makes me unique, because I've been on both sides of the table as an entrepreneur and an advisor.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Doug. Okay, now you get to ask any of these guys here.
Donald, how can I fix my think?
Oh, hi. You looked up my website already. Well, you have to understand what you're actually doing when you're thinking. You're actually creating a fantasy, and then you're comparing your fantasy with what you perceive in reality. And most people don't realize that what they're creating in their mind is a fantasy, and they think it's reality, but it's kind of like you have a brain that's in a dark wet cave, and the only thing you create is fantasies that represent what you think the world is. So the beginning is to fixing your think is to realize that you have a limited capability of understanding reality.
That's awesome.
All right, thanks.
Okay, now it's your turn, Donald. Who would you like to ask a question?
Oh gosh, I'm absolutely new to this. I haven't the slightest idea what the purpose is. What I was thinking is that maybe I would have some ideas about business opportunities, and other people would give me feedback, and then I would listen to other people's ideas.
So Donald, what we're doing right now is we're just getting to meet people, and you just ask them a question. If you don't know them, ask them the basic question.
Okay.
So we have Rick here that you can ask, or myself, whoever you want, because Doug, I asked Doug, and then Doug asked you, so you have to ask either me or Rick.
Okay, Rick, what is your background? What is your specialty?
My specialty is I'm in the franchise industry. So I will work with candidates who want to invest and own a business and build a small empire, or I'll work with business owners who want to turn their brand into a franchise.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Now, Rick, you get to ask me or anyone else of the in the group, so it's up to you.
What takes you to Riverside, Marie?
Oh,
Is it,
this
real
is
estate?
where no, this is where my mother lives
Ah,
in the Riverside, and also I have started a new organization in the city of Temecula, which is called the International Wealth Builders Association. This is a partnership with someone who is very well connected in the community. He is actually the president of the Women's Councils of Realtors. He is also connected to, actually he's one of the board members for the SR Southwest Riverside County Association of Realtors. He is also one of the committee for the commercial with CAR, California Association of Realtors. So he's very well connected in the real estate. And so he and I created a partnership, and we started the International Wealth Builders Association here. And we had a meeting today about it. So we're making some changes. It's still a lot of work to do, but that's what that's why I'm here today. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Doug, do you have any other questions for the other people here? It's up to you.
So, Rick, who should I refer to you? How should I think of, oh, this person ought to meet Rick when I'm meeting with business owners or people? How can I help you find people who want to turn their businesses into franchises or get in the franchise business, I guess?
Oh, a business owner who wants to grow, but may not have or may not want to use their own capital to grow. A business owner who is just getting questioned. Where can I find your service or your product or your food where I live? Are you a franchise? People are getting, if they're getting those type of questions. And as far as the individual or group who's looking to invest, if they're looking to diversify their assets, their portfolio, and create that diverse income stream, and try to build wealth, because you can't exit franchising for a decent multiple. Somebody who's just looking to make a change. Those are cues to hear.
Okay. All right. And Donald, do you have any questions for anybody else?
Oh, yeah, Marie, you said you just had a meeting about wealth building. Could you maybe give us an important overview or summary of what you do?
So I am actually the founder and CEO for Finest Women in Real Estate. It's a marketing company. And so I started this in 2014, and I ended up creating a TV reality show for the women in promoting them in real estate. And then right after that, I created a Fire Up Live seminar, which is, a training for real estate professionals. And then I started creating Fire Up Connect to connect a lot of the business professionals to the women in real estate. But then what happened with Fire Up Connect, it became an independent company, because they don't want to be just known as real estate. They want it to be on their own. So that's why this is now formed the way it is. I had my own real estate brokerage in 2005, and I had managed about 50 agents in real estate. And I am now involved with a lot of real estate investment associations. So I connect real estate investors to large development projects. And so the International Wealth Builders Association is something that I realized to put it together, because I've been a member on so many associations in San Diego, North County, San Diego, in LA, and Orange County. And I realized we don't have anything in the community of Riverside. So that's why we developed the International Wealth Builders Association, to create that real estate education platform for the people in that community, which I think the organization is going to expand in different states also, because I have other connections that wants to extend the platform I have in different locations.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Rick, do you have any questions for anyone else?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I'm good.
I do have a question for Doug. So Doug, you said that you are helping with the financing for the businesses. Am I right? That's
I've raised a lot of capital for my clients over the years.
okay. So when you raise capital, is that, what kind of capital are we talking about? Is it like a loan, or is it like is it an investment loan? What is it?
Well, most of my work has been in software specifically. So most of software companies have been equity financed, and typically I've been working on deals that are larger than $20 million type raises. not your seed stage or Series A stage type of venture investment, but companies that are further along in high growth mode. We've obviously seen market correction in the software category in the last 6 months, 3 months.
Okay.
Which is very interesting to see where the marketplace is headed. But I feel like things are very fairly valued at this point. I don't know how much lower they can go in software valuations. They've sort of reverted back to the mean, if you will, in most charts.
So how do you value?
Still a lot of money on the sidelines looking to get invested in software companies.
Okay, how do you value a startup company, which this is a company that provides real estate data for investments, and they are a startup company, and how would you be able to put a value on them?
Well, I actually have some current expertise in that. I have a real estate data company that I'm representing right now in the marketplace. And we're looking at their recurring revenue, and the churn rate in the industry is typically very high. So that is an important number. But if it's a startup with no customers, much more difficult to value. Obviously, it's a projection of what you realistically can expect that company to produce in revenue against the cost to produce that revenue in a timely fashion. Do they have a product? Do they have product market fit?
They have a product, and actually it's a very good product. The problem is the owner has had so much problem in trying to raise money for it, and he's working with one of my connections, and I would like to connect you to them and see if there's any opportunity.
I don't handle a lot of startups, but there's a very interesting dynamic going on in the real estate CRM, customer relationship management arena, where Salesforce, the leader in CRM tools, and HubSpot, the second player, don't really have a large footprint. There's a lot of custom CRM solutions in the marketplace for the real estate agency world, very specifically. And which often are part of larger organizations like Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker or Berkshire Hathaway, larger brand names. Those larger brand names have traditionally not been good at developing software to manage the customer relations management system issue. So third-party vendors have built sort of best-of-breed solutions, but then secondarily is the data that a real estate agent might need has come into those solutions from lots of different third-party vendors as well. And there's a convergence of those two forces occurring in the marketplace right now, which I call operationalizing the data. For the first time, real estate agents are realizing this is a pain in the neck to have a software vendor giving me, my software tool, and the data vendor giving me my data, and having to go between systems. And there's a merging of those systems, and a lot of private equity, not a lot, but a handful of private equity players pouring money and trying to accomplish that, putting the right data in the right software in front of the real estate agent so that they can actually make actionable, like value-added actionable activities out of their time.
I have two companies for you that I need to talk. We need to talk about. Okay, Donald, anything else that you have questions before we move on to our next part of our meeting?
No, that's all I had.
Okay, and Rick, you're good, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So next part of our meeting is just to really get to know each other more. Because this is our first time meeting, and I'm all about building trust and trying to get the right people in my circle of connections. So let's talk about being creative. I mean, what is your concept about being creative and creating income streams for you and for other people? I'm going to start with Donald because I'm curious with what he does.
Well, I retired from the computer industry. I was a computer architect for many years, and I retired from that quite a while ago. And at this point in time, I'm interested in a lot of different, I'd have to say they're more like hobbies. I do some writing and some research in philosophy and sociology. But I also stay connected with a little bit of a few small software projects that I do by myself. And I run my own website and things like that. I'm interested in creating new products with electronics also. So it's a pretty wide range of very small startup projects.
Okay, so do you also work with like university on the educational industry? Like,
No, I don't.
oh, you don't?
No, I've just been in the last 10 years. I've been primarily working on writing articles on my website, and I'm starting to think about other possibilities since I think the economy is having some serious problems, and I think I might have to start some other incomes other than my retirement incomes.
Okay, well, I am interested with when you say writing, because Fire Up Connect has a lot of members that could probably utilize your services.
Okay.
So I think that would be
Sounds
awesome.
great.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Rick? What do you think about that? Creativity and creating income stream.
What's the question again?
What do you think about the concept of being creative in making all kinds of income stream?
Well, I mean, I'll entertain different ways to create income, but if they dilute my efforts in what I normally do, then they kind of fade away.
Okay. So with the franchising, I mean, because that is another way of creating income stream, right? For people, because franchising is, it's a platform where people can make money from different people by
Right,
franchising it.
right.
Okay. So now if you look at that versus licensing, I mean, what is the difference? I guess I'm trying to figure out the differences between the two also.
With licensing, you don't have as much control over your brand
Okay.
because you're just selling the license, and then now they can do what they want.
But is
They
it
can create your own
applicable?
culture, huh?
But is it easier for some services to just stay on licensing versus having franchising? I mean, what's the benefits and or what's the advantages and disadvantages of having licensing and versus franchise?
Again, control and direction of guiding and providing the direction of that franchise owner and building your brand.
Okay.
You have more control. And with a license, there isn't that extra income stream from royalty or other streams of revenue that can be created, like an ad fund, a technology fund, things like that. You don't have that with licensing because if you did, then there'd be a franchise.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I think, Rick, it would be good to name the pros and cons of licensing versus franchising when we ask you to come in to do some presentation for us. I think that'll be good.
Sounds
for us
good.
to know. Okay.
Sure.
All right, Doug, what about you?
Well, I mean, I'm in the basic business of raising capital or selling companies on a transaction success fee basis. So I don't think of multi-revenue streams. Many of my clients think that way, especially software companies. They think of the advertising subscriptions, direct-to-consumer e-commerce sales as being multiple revenue streams for themselves, which is important for their business models. But my business model doesn't lend itself towards a multiple revenue stream business model in that regard. I think if I'm answering your question the right way.
Yeah, so however your concept is of that topic, there's no right and wrong answer. So, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take 30 seconds and just type your comment or your feedback on what you heard from everybody in regards to this section of our meeting. You heard Donald talk about it, and Rick also, and Doug, and I myself actually did not say anything about it, right? So I think for me, being creative in creating income streams is, you know, I tend to open up a lot of different projects and join different organizations. And because of that, I create so many income streams from different, you know, projects. And they ended up being connected to one another. Like, for example, you know, Fire Up Connect is a company that I started, but most of the people that I have had in the Fire Up Connect has gone through or joined or participated in my other programs outside Fire Up Connect. And that's how I'm able to create all those income streams for on different, you know, programs that I have. And if you, I mean, you probably don't know that I produce radio shows, I publish magazine, and I also have produced TV shows, and I've also, you know, done a lot of things in real estate because of my connection from different angles. And I have done fashion shows. I have been connected to the sports industry. Actually, I am connected to a company who was a former NFL football player, and his company is focused on the health and wellness of the sports athletes. And I am part of that company. He brought me in because of what I have presented myself in different industries. And because, you know, he was very impressed on all the things that I've done, he got me into it. And I didn't have to invest or anything. He gave me so many shares to be a part of it. So, and so I get a lot of things happening for me in so many different directions. And that's why being creative and creating income stream was amazing for me. And I just wanted to know where you guys are at with that. Because I'm always open to collaborating and finding opportunities for me to be a part of what you do. And I can somehow make some, you know, income stream from that connection. Okay. So anyway, go ahead. Let's go ahead and take 30 seconds and kind of put, you know, what you think in writing in terms of what you heard from everybody. And then after that, we're going to go move on to the next part of our meeting. The name of my radio and TV show, I have Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. I have Real Men of Real Estate. I have Fire Up Connect Radio Talk Show. And I also have the International Wealth Builders Association, which is a new one. And I have also, I'm also coordinating someone else's radio show called Building Solid Foundations. So I have all those radio talk shows right now. And they are, if you Google, or I have websites too. How do you distribute this radio shows? They have, the radio network has 3 channels, 1050 AM, 102.3 and 106.5 FM. They have about 83,000 active listeners. They also have 5 million household coverage in the Inland Empire, Orange County, and part of LA. And they have 15 streaming channels, which it goes out to a whole, you know, worldwide web access. And then outside, in addition to that, we also put it on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. So it's in all of those platforms. It's like the biggest platform distribution for a radio talk show. That's how we created this whole thing.
And what's the name of that show again? I'd like to look it up and listen to it.
You can type fabulouslifestyleradio.com. That's the website. And we have a website called realmenofrealestate.com. And we also have the Fire Up Connect has its own radio talk show. And the International Wealth Builders Association.com, that's a website. And we just started a radio show 2 months ago on this one. So we just started that one. Okay, and I know Rick was in our radio talk shows a couple of times. He was on the Fabulous Lifestyle for the finance segment. And I'm not sure if you were ever interviewed on the Real Men of Real Estate, Rick, were you?
No, it wasn't. Not
Yeah.
with that segment.
I
no.
think Fire Up Connect, I interviewed you on Fire Up Connect, and we broadcasted that interview just I think 2 weeks ago. So it was a really good. So these are, some things that I have. The more I get to know you, the more I'm gonna really be excited to talk to you more about how we can work together. Okay, so next, so are we good with the chat? All right, let's see. All right, it looks like no comment from Doug and Donald.
It's all right.
I'm not sure exactly. If I type into my computer, it's going to show up on the comments someplace.
You got to go to the chat. Yes. If you type it, I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay.
You can type whatever comment you want for everybody. So, sometimes people think different. They like to say it and sometimes they like to write it. So we kind of just take both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So while you guys are working on that, we're going to move on to the next part, which is what we call business share time. This is where you have an opportunity to share a story about, it's like a success story for you or any kind of accomplishment that you have had, or a challenge that you want to share to people that you are interested in getting some feedback, or a specific goal that you want to accomplish, and, kind of letting people know that this is what you're trying to to attain. And, who knows, people might support you or might give you a way to aim that goal. So who would like to start? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask Rick, you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me see. Well, I think I'm going to have a final call and decision on Thursday with a client who may want to move forward with moving his company and brand into a franchise.
Oh, wow.
So it's I've got more than one call for the remainder of this week, but I think that's the one that has the best chance.
Is this for the month of May only, or? I mean, how many?
No, not for just the month of May. It would be for this week.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's cool. Congratulations, Rick.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. What about you, Doug? What do you have?
Well,
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Go ahead, Don. You want to go?
Oh, no, you go ahead. I can't quite hear the difference between Doug and Don. Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, last Friday evening, I watched at Fenway Park my son graduate from Northeastern University magna cum laude. And
Ooh.
actually, I don't know if that's my achievement. I get to take credit for it in any way, shape, or form, but I have to say it was one of my prouder moments of my life to see him achieve that success and get to the point where he's got to start paying his bills on his own.
That is
That
awesome.
That is an achievement, and
It is an achievement for a parent. I mean, I am a mom too, and anytime that my son, reached something or accomplished something, we're all proud. That's just the way life is. And congratulations. I feel good for you.
It's quite a venue too, Fenway Park.
Yeah, no, really, Northeastern does a great job of it. Every graduate, they're not really children at that point, they're 22 years old, and grown adults, they get to invite 6 of their relatives. And so it was most of the stadium, and they held up placards and that basically said, "Congrats, class of 2022." In the stands. Everybody had, placard in their seat, so it spelled that out. And they did a lot of really neat things.
Wow.
But professionally, I've had a long career with a lot of different milestones of success and happiness. And I really get more pleasure out of seeing my clients achieve their objectives. And financing or selling a company is really just this milestone moment in time for them. And it gets overweighted in its importance. But really what they create in terms of enterprise is the more significant, more important thing. And so, when I love working with entrepreneurs because they all, they don't all succeed, but they all have aspirations for creating jobs, creating value in our ecosystem. Rick, what you're doing, ultimately does the same thing, and Don, when I look at your Fix Your Think product, I am a huge believer in continuous learning and self-help programs. And I just digest and consume those things, whether it's yoga, meditation, or, self-improvement, cognitive improvement products. I just think what you have to offer has enormous value to every human being. So those are my thoughts on that question.
Wow. Well, thank you. All right, Donald, your turn. Oh, you have to
You're
unmute.
muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I must have hit the keyboard somewhere. Thanks a lot, Doug, for your positive feedback. I'm amazed that you've done some research already in that area.
He's pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, that's amazing. So I guess the latest win that I had is kind of minor. I've been following the COVID pandemic quite a bit, and I wrote some very short, small articles on Substack about the pandemic, and one of my articles was featured by some of the leaders in the vaccination resistance movement. Steve Kirsch and Dr. Mercola happened to quote me and give me credit for that. So that was kind of nice. That's outside of my major effort on my website, but still it's kind of nice that happens. Another thing that happened to me that I found interesting was that I stopped advertising my Fix Your Think website and just to see what would happen. And I was amazed I was still getting quite a few hits and people reading it. So that was encouraging that that there was something interesting about my website. I haven't had the explosion of subscribers, which I was hoping I'd get. It hasn't gone up to 1 million, but there's still people finding my website, even though I'm not even advertising. So that was kind of nice.
How many subscribers do you have now?
Well, I haven't. I shouldn't say subscribers. I should say people who go and read my website. I think I get something like I can't quite remember. I'd have to look it up. I think about 500 hits a month. People.
That's good.
Yeah, and I'm not even advertising anymore. I used to advertise on Google and Microsoft. So I'd show up in the search engines. But if you don't pay for advertising, they kind of push you down really low. But I'm still getting people finding my website and reading my articles. Like I said, maybe around 500 a month. So that was kind of nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Now, let me ask each one of you, because especially for Doug and Donald, this is your first time here in Fire Up Connect. What are you guys looking for, and what attracted you to come to our Fire Up Connect meeting? I mean, I know I invited you, but what's kind of like the reason behind it? So I'll start with Doug. So if you can go ahead and answer that.
Well, first off, Marie, I was attracted to your broad sense of entrepreneurship. I've worked with entrepreneurs my entire life. And, when I read your background on LinkedIn, I said to myself, this is a person who really is a go-getter and a connector, a starter of great things. And then when I signed up to do this, your follow through was so professional and well done. I was further impressed.
Thank you.
So I was like, I want to meet the people that are attracted to Marie's law of attraction. I think you have The Secret, if you're familiar with that book, and so I'm interested in joining this ecosystem of entrepreneurs who, may one day need my services, but that is a byproduct of the rest of our community of activity. And Rick, I have a prospect for you. If you would call me after this, I don't like to talk about these things, in a public way, but I will send you my contact information in the chat. And I have someone that I think you might want to reach out to.
I see that happening already with you and Rick. I mean, I was gonna actually even mention that. Thank you for sharing that, Doug, and I appreciate the feedback. Donald, what about you?
Okay, I was typing. Could you repeat that question?
So my question is, what was the reason why you attended this meeting? I know I invited you, but what is really the reason behind it for coming into this type of meeting?
Well, I've been very inventive in the past and constructive. When I was a computer architect, for instance, I received 13 U.S. patents on computer architecture, and I think my writing is very creative too. But I feel that the country, United States, is having some serious financial problems, economy problems, and I'm concerned that that more has to be done to create new jobs and businesses, and to help people handle the economic challenges that are getting very difficult. And so I want to do what I can, if I can, in helping other people and myself to be successful economically, and to address the runaway inflation and all the other problems that we face today. So I'm actually trying to come out of retirement and get back into the game.
That's good for you. Good for you, Donald. I mean, there's so much, sometimes I feel like there's not enough time for me to play because I do a lot of things and I enjoy everything that I do, where I get my hands on everything. And people love that about me, because I'm pretty good in being creative and connecting people and promoting people. I love to promote people. That's just the way I look at it. If I see talent, like from what I heard from Doug, from Rick, and from you, I mean, I'm already envisioning so many things that I could do for you guys. That's just the way my mind works. Rick, what do you think about this meeting today?
Well, I'm going to support what Doug mentioned about you, Marie. The fact that we have two guests, in Doug and Don, shows me that you were out networking and inviting people, because, which is important, and it's important to have new faces. How many times you've been to different, the same networking meeting where the same people are there all the time and nothing really moves forward? So that's what I appreciate about you, Marie.
Thank you so much, Rick. We do have a lot of members, you know, Doug and Donald, and there are times that we will be in a meeting with like 16 people. Sometimes there's only like 4, sometimes there's 10. It just depends. It's a hits and miss. But then you know what? Every time I get a small group, I actually love it because I get to know more about the people. So this is actually perfect. The fact that Doug, your business is so much connected to what Rick is doing. I mean, there's so much thing in there. And plus, Donald is trying to do a lot of great things for people right now. I think that's an incredible, you know, goal that you're aiming for, Donald. And, you know, I would like for you to consider being a part of Fire Up Connect, because the way I have designed this program is that once you come in, we meet every Tuesday at 3 o'clock and every Friday at 11. And so we have a total of 8 meetings a month. And that's why we get so many people. And you'll be surprised how many people you're going to connect here. And the funny thing is, I think it was 2 hours ago, one of my members from New Mexico, who is a commercial real estate broker, went to Chicago and met one of our members who lives in Chicago. And so they sent me a picture and said, Marie, I'm here in Chicago right now. I'm meeting one of our members. And so they sent me a picture that they were all together in Chicago. It's amazing. I love, because they feel like, you know, the format of our meeting is like you get to know people really well, and you really get to love who they are and establish that beautiful relationship. And, you know, we're here about business. I get that. We're here all about business. But what happens is they ended up really liking each other, because everybody that comes in here, they're very passionate and they love to help people, and they are very good at what they do. So, and we create so many marketing programs to enhance their business, to promote them and brand them. And because I'm very good in branding, and that's how I help all these people. I make them look so amazing. I mean, you know, Rick has been, you've been a member for how long now, Rick?
Maybe 15 months.
Yeah, 15 months. And, you know, he comes in and go with our meetings, but, you know, he gets, every time he comes here, he gets new connections, just like you too. You're both new connections. And I'm very happy that you guys are both here. We get a very high quality people here, because that's the kind of people I attract. And so like we last month, actually this month, we had 2 new members. We had the guy from I'm trying to remember, I'm still not I'm forgetting where he's at, but he does tax planning. And the other one is from San Diego, who has a solar business, and they just joined, and they're very well connected individuals. One guy came from the military for many years and established so many relationships within his community. And the other guy with tax planning, he's incredibly knowledgeable, and he was also from the Navy. So a lot of them, you know, military backgrounds are also coming here because they see the structure of the meeting, and they see that we're very focused on what we're doing in terms of how we can brand them, because some of them needs some help on branding, and they see that they're getting that from these meetings. And I'm sure Rick had his reason for joining Fire Up Connect, and you know, you can ask him of how he feels about the membership. So I'm encouraging you, Doug and Donald, to take a look at Fire Up Connect as one of your extended network, and you will see that you will have so many things that can open up for you, because my connection is so diverse, and I have so many people that I can already see that I can, you know, that I can get them to meet you and connect you, and you're going to benefit them, and they're going to benefit you also at the same time. So what do you guys think?
Well, I think it's fantastic, Marie. I'm very impressed with the connections you have. I guess you have connections all over the United States. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, I have members coming from New York, Chicago, New Mexico, Florida. I had members from, of course, I have a lot of members here in California, but I do get so many different people, even visitors are coming from all over. So it's just the nature of having this kind of technology, which I love that I 100%. And it's really interesting how that evolved, because when they shut down California, when COVID happens and they shut down California, I had no face-to-face business. Everything was shut down. So I had to figure out, okay, how is this going to work for me? I can't just be talking to myself. And so I just contacted my friend, and I know that there's a Zoom. So we went and just chat on Zoom. And then all of a sudden, started, ideas came up, and I started, okay, well, I think I'm going to start talking to this person. And I started recording my interviews, and we were just chatting, and it became an interview. And then I ended up interviewing some of the celebrities. All of a sudden, I've got these actors from Hollywood, and I'm interviewing them. So I said, okay, I think I'm just going to make this Fire Up Connect be 100% online. And we started meeting online. So, and it opened up so many doors. Incredibly amazing. I have been blessed by so many great people. I had one connection through Fire Up Connect, and he had no connections in real estate. And I started telling him what I was doing. We had a one-on-one meeting after the meeting. And then I told him, this is what I do. All of a sudden, he connected me to this large investor from Canada. And this investors ended up investing on one of my real estate land development projects, and they put $8 million on it just because of that. So this is what we're talking about here. The people that are coming here are, they see me as someone that is also very well connected. And so they have connections, and they see value of their connection with me. So it's the same thing. You guys are here, you have great talent and services and programs. I have a lot of people for you guys. So just think about it. You have the program and services. I have all these people that I can give you. So anyway, take a look at it, fireupconnect.com. Is there any last comments, Doug, from you before we end our meeting?
Maria, I'd like to connect with you privately afterwards, maybe tomorrow, and go over some things and learn more specifically about what we could do together, if you don't mind.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to.
Great.
And okay, so overall, you're good with the meeting? All right.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you. Donald, same thing with you? What's your feedback, Donald?
I think it's been a fantastic meeting. I'm really impressed with your organization already, and
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to making more contacts with some of your members.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm excited. I can't wait to introduce you guys and to even promote you. Rick, any last comment?
Oh, another enjoyable meeting. Thanks, Marie. It's good to
Yes.
meet you, Doug and Don.
Thank you.
And I need to schedule you for the presentation, because I kind of want to learn that, the pros and cons for licensing versus franchising. The more you educate me, the more people I can bring you. Okay.
Great. Thanks.
So thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing afternoon, and I will hopefully hear from you, Donald. If you do you have my contact information by any chance? If you need it.
Well, is
Here,
it
I'm
on your
gonna type on
website?
the air.
Okay, yeah.
Let me see. Let me just get my reading glasses here. 378-5316. That's my phone number, and my email is marie@finestwomeninrealestate.com.
Okay.
Okay, and just send me an email. Let me know when you guys want to meet, and we'll take it from there. All right. Have an amazing afternoon, you guys, and thank you so much for being here.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.